And the phone lines will open. Jay, how's it going, bro? I'm only taking opposition for the moment, all right? But like a live share for me, I'm definitely gonna bring you up in a moment, all right? When I start getting more people in, I'm gonna take opposition for a little bit, and then I'm gonna start adding people up to the panel. All right. Now, yeah, I'm not gonna be on long for today. Likely gonna only be for 2 hours. I got a hard stop at 3, because me and wifey are we got things to do today, you know. So me and wifey got to go ahead and see family. I go see in-laws, and I have a meeting later on with my organization. Appreciate you, Jay. I got a meeting later on with my organization with a Black Men Build. So it's not going to be a long live today. Like it's probably only be for about 2 hours. I got a hard stop at 3, and I'm going to get out of here. If I don't get a lot of people in, then I just don't get a lot of people in. But I just got to do that 3 o'clock hard stop, and then I'm going to get out of here. But if you disagree with what I have on the board, go ahead and come on up. Go ahead and hit that request button or call into that phone number. If you cannot hit the request button, the phone line is about to be open in a second. All right, phone line is now open. And I'm going to add someone to the stage now. We have BZ. BZ, are you at least 18? And did you disagree with what I had on the board?
Yes, yes, I disagree with you having on the board.
All right, cool. So I think leftist policies are better for society because not only do they uplift human well-being, but I think they also increase our productivity and decrease our stress. And I can tell you exactly which policies I'm talking about. Did you want to know what policy I'm talking about, or
Sure.
do you have an idea?
Yeah, I know what policies you're talking about.
All right, sure. What policies do you think I'm talking about?
Probably pro-LGBTQ, pro-immigration, shit like that.
Well, that's really just being pro LGBTQ was really just a human rights thing, right? They're human, so give them their rights.
Yeah, they're human.
But when it comes to immigration, that's not really a left or a right thing. We can say basically what how we should handle it, but
we need to deport all illegal aliens.
No, I would say that we need to go ahead and just give them a path to citizenship. But the policies that I'm talking about are things such as universal health care, investment into our infrastructure, investment into renewable energy, walkable cities, parental leave, things like that. That will make living in late stage capitalism better for society. Why do you think that would be a bad thing?
If you want walkable cities, you need to put more police in black areas.
All right, cool.
Nigger.
All right, we already knew that was coming. All right, y'all. So go ahead and keep liking alive and sharing. Damn it. Give me a second, y'all. I do not know why TikTok does this. Over on YouTube, what they're seeing is that I'm in 3 different formats, and I do not understand why TikToks are. There's a glitch going on. Like they see me in triple. Like they see me in 3 different. It's weird. I don't know why TikTok is doing that. I have to keep refreshing the screen in order for that to not happen. Over on YouTube, just give me a moment, all right? Because it's really messing with my views, and I don't know, man. I don't understand why TikTok is doing that. Live and sharing, keep liking, live and sharing. If you disagree with what I have on the board, go ahead and hit that. Give me a sec, y'all. Damn it. Over here on YouTube is just screwing up, and I don't know why. I don't know how to fix it. But I just got to keep refreshing the page in order for it to not happen. All right. I don't know why it's doing this.
Call from
Jordan.
Can I get your name, age, and did you disagree with what I have on the board?
Nigger.
All right. So we already know that happens, right? Because, for some reason, these folks have no clue how to discuss, no clue how to debate. So all the right has is racism, as we can see. All conservatives Kenneth, I hope you're ready to actually have a discussion this time. Kenneth, can you actually just give me a second, please? I'm trying to fix something over on my YouTube.
Yeah, you got it. You got it.
Oh shit. Looks like I fixed it and I refreshed it. All right, cool. There we go. All right. So over on YouTube, I do apologize for all that refreshing. I just had to figure that out. I don't know why it was doing that. TikTok has this issue where it just splits the screen into 3 for some reason, and I have no idea why. I do apologize over on YouTube. Please keep supporting the live, and we'll try to figure out why this happens over here. It's really weird. But anyway, Kenneth, did you need to know which policies that I'm talking about?
Yeah, I mean, you keep talking about the MAGA Trump doesn't have policies, but I'm like, what policies does the left have that they're running on?
I already told you.
Midterm?
Right. So I already said, well, I don't consider Democrats left. Let's go ahead and start with there first.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out
when it comes to
midterm.
Hold on, I'm answering you, bro. So I don't consider Democrats left. But the policies that I'm talking about that I would like to put in, and I hope that the Dems take it on, is things such as universal health care, things such as investing into renewable energies, things as parental leave, things of that matter. I think those will be better for society. They increase productivity, make us healthier, etc. Why do you think those will be bad things for society?
I just don't hear any Democrats pushing for those things.
Because I told you, Democrats are not the left.
Oh, who's pushing for those that could actually win a contest or election?
Probably Bernie. Probably Bernie.
Nope.
Probably Bernie. I think AOC pushes a little bit, but I need to see more from AOC. But
she's
those are probably
said,
the only two. Hold on. AOC has talked about parental leave, and she has talked about universal health care. She has.
I understand that, but who on your side that wants to get elected has put that on their platform? You said Bernie Sanders, but he has not. He's not going to win. AOC, she's not going to win. So I'm trying to figure out who on your side
can win. AOC can win.
Nobody's going to vote for a woman.
All right,
commander in chief.
Yes, but that's because we have an issue of misogyny in our society, right?
Okay, whatever it is, nobody's going to vote for a woman to be commander in chief of the armed forces, bro.
That's fine.
You can call them misogyny if you want to, but who's going to do that?
Kenneth, that's misogyny. But
no,
the second thing I would say, hold on, Kenneth. Kenneth. This is not even a discussion. You can't ask me who's going to be voted for. We don't know who's going to come up or not and be voted for, right? What we're talking about is, are these policies better for society or not?
No.
Okay. Why is universal health care bad for society?
Because then the government owns your body.
No, they don't.
It's like this recently in Europe, because they had universal health care. They said any child born after like 2000, some age group, is not allowed to cigarettes.
Yeah,
and they're telling people what they can do with their bodies. I don't want that type of system.
Hey, Jay, that exists. I'm sorry, not Kenneth. I said Jay. I'm sorry, Kenneth. That's also something in America, right? It's illegal it's illegal for kids of a certain age to not smoke. What are we talking about?
No, I said they're banning nicotine.
Yeah.
For people, they're banning it. And they're doing that based on the fact that they said it contributes to healthcare costs.
Well, you're talking about nicotine period? They're banning nicotine period?
I'm telling you, the things you put, I don't want to get you live.
All right, hold on, Kenneth. Hold on, Kenneth. Slow down for me. Kenneth, wait, slow down for me. You went from they're saying that kids of a certain age can't smoke to now they're banning nicotine. These are two different claims.
No, I said they said if you're born after a certain age, you're not allowed to smoke for the rest of your life. It's not an age limit. It said you cannot smoke. You cannot intake that if you're born after a certain date. And
right. So they said, hold on, wait. They said like they put an arbitrary date of if you're born after 2016, you can no longer smoke.
They said you can't smoke. It's illegal.
I don't believe that. Which
Well, I mean, you can Google
country
it.
which country did that?
It was the UK. It's England, as a matter of fact.
England? Oh,
Yeah,
it makes it. Did England prohibit smoking
after a certain age?
After a certain age. Okay, so they did the same thing that we did here. They banned it.
No, they did.
My guy, it's an age limit.
No, you have to read further. I know you just briefed it and scanned over it. I just told you what I read.
Yeah, effectively banned sale of tobacco products to anyone born on or after January 1st, 2009. It says a specific age limit. The law uses rolling lifelong ban, means this generation will never
rolling what?
Rolling lifelong ban.
Thank you. Period.
Which meaning this generation will never be of legal age to buy cigarettes.
Thank you.
So they're banning smoking.
Thank you. And why are you telling me? Why are you telling me no? Mm-hmm. I mean, what's going on?
Yeah, you're right about that. They basically ban cigarettes.
And I don't want that over here.
But that has nothing to do with universal health care, bro.
Yes, it does. They cited the fact
that it doesn't.
Now you're going to tell me
they cited the fact that it has health problems.
Why do you think exactly it contributes to higher healthcare costs?
And it does have health problems, doesn't it?
Okay, but
it does contribute to higher healthcare costs in America too.
Exactly.
All right,
that's why they don't want. Yeah, all right, that's why I don't want it over here.
So they decided to ban it.
Yes.
Cool.
Due to universal health care.
It's not due to universal health care.
Because you don't own your body.
But bro, let me ask you a question. France has universal health care. Is this law in France?
I don't care.
No. Your claim was that this was due to universal health care. Yeah. France has universal health care. Switzerland has universal health care. Japan. Hold on. Can stop. There are several countries that have universal health care that do not have this law. So when you say that this is because of universal health care, but other countries have universal health care that do not have this law, what are we saying?
I'm saying England was the first one to do it, followed by the rest of the European.
How do you know that? This was how do you know they're gonna follow? How do you know that?
Because that's the nature of universal health care.
No, it's not.
They own your body. They own your body.
No, they don't. Universal health care, they don't own your body. Universal health care. They don't.
Why do you always talk over me? I try to respect you
because you're making a claim. You're making a claim that is wrong.
You just verified my claim, and now you're saying I'm still wrong.
No. I'm what?
Do I get to give you other places to search?
Kenneth. What you claimed was correct. That they did ban tobacco products after a certain age. That was correct. I gave that to you. Your claim now is that they did this under the auspice of universal health care, and under universal health care, the government owns your body. Those two claims are wrong.
No, it's not.
The government doesn't own your body under universal health care.
Why would they cite?
Can you still get a tattoo?
I don't know. I mean, I would never get one of those devilish things. I'm not a sailor.
Okay, that sounds silly. I have tattoos. I have African ones. You see them? They're nice.
Well, yeah, but you have an issue. My body's a temple of the Holy Spirit, while yours heathen. So we were different.
Yeah, I'm an African heathen. I'd rather follow black God instead of the white Jesus. I'd rather follow gods that look like me instead of a white Jesus. But we're not talking about that. We're talking about that. You don't want to get a tattoo, which is fine. What I'm asking is, are tattoos banned? Yes or no?
No.
Okay. So if tattoos aren't banned, how does the government own your body?
I mean, you can't take that whatever you're talking about and apply it to intaking something they don't want you to intake. It could be.
I can. Because you said that the government owns your body. You said universal health care. You said hold on. You said under universal health care, the government owns your body, and you cited this legislation as a reason for that. But you're running into two problems. Number one, this legislation doesn't exist in any other country that has universal health care. It's only the UK. Will. But the second, you can't make that claim. But the second thing, no, you can't. The second thing is that I asked you about another issue of something that you can do to your body that is not banned. Tattoos aren't banned over there. Body modification isn't banned over there. So when you said that the government owns your body under universal health care, if that was the case, how come there's no bans on body modification?
Because you can decorate your apartment, but you're still renting.
That doesn't answer my question, my guy.
It does. You put the correlation together.
No,
you don't own your apartment, but you can decorate how you want to, but it's still owned by somebody else.
Can I change the foundations of the entire homes? Meaning, can I bust out the windows?
You can't change.
Hold on. Can I remove the windows and put in other windows in a house that I'm renting?
I think you understood my.
No, you can't. You can't.
Okay, that's fine. I think you know what I'm talking about.
So no, I understand your analogy. I'm taking your analogy and correcting it.
Job.
I'm taking your analogy and
You don't
correcting it.
correct
Hold on,
me.
wait. I'm taking your analogy and I'm correcting it.
Because
you said you can decorate within your apartment, but you don't own it. That's
How
true.
do you correct?
Can you change out the windows without the owner's permission? No. That's what tattooing would be.
I don't understand.
That's what tattooing would be. A permanent change. A permanent change is what tattooing would be. You cannot permanently change anything in a house you don't own.
Can you get a tattoo removed? Can you get a tattoo removed?
You can get a tattoo removed, yeah.
Then it's not permanent. Then what are you talking about? I mean, your argument is ridiculous. And I wish you quit wasting efforts on that with me, because you're not going to win that argument, because it's ridiculous.
Okay, cool. So, but the question is, does the government own your body? They still don't own it.
Yeah, I just don't want that type of system over here. I hate universal health care, because they can tell you what you can intake. It's tobacco, then it'll be fried chicken, because they got too many trans fats.
That happens here. That happens here as well, bro.
The government doesn't ban you from health care. They don't ban trans fats. They don't ban chicken grease. And that's what would have happened.
What are you talking about?
What would have happened? I don't want the government owning my body. I'm a free person.
The government is not going to own your body under universal health care.
Yeah, if they could tell you what to do with your body.
The government can tell you what to do with your body now.
No, how?
Is cocaine legal?
No.
So the government tell you what to do with what you put in your body, right?
Yeah,
there you go. Right. And we don't have universal health care. So the issue with under universal health care, all it is that it's a single payer program. The government just pays your hospital bill. That's all it is.
And I don't want to pay for the fat, obese people that take care of themselves. That don't take care of themselves.
You're paying for yourself as well, dude.
No, I don't want, and I don't want my children paying for some.
You understand? Under universal health care, you're also benefiting. You can use it. It's not. You hold on. Wait, Kenneth.
But
Kenneth. Under universal health care, you're not only paying for somebody else. You're paying for yourself too. Hold on, Kenneth. Let me explain what universal health care is, because obviously you don't understand it. You do. No, you don't, because you just said you don't want to pay for somebody else. You're also paying for yourself, and not only that, under insurance right now, that's exactly what you're doing.
No, can I finish now? Or you gonna still talk?
No, under current. I can tell you, under current insurance, you're paying for somebody else. You understand that when you pay a premium, it's not going into a piggy bank for you. It's going into a risk pool. And all claims are paid out of that risk pool. So in effect, you're paying for somebody else, including someone who's obese that has your same health insurance. You're paying for them when they put in a claim. All the difference is between the system that we have now and another system is simply that there's no more middleman and there's no more profit incentive. That's it. Universal health care removes that. That's all it does. You can go ahead and talk now.
The private insurance companies, like you cited, do they have the power of enforcement? Do they have the power that they could put you in jail, take your life if you don't comply? See, that's the difference between a private a company that you cited and the government. Do you understand that? Do you understand the difference, sir?
You're not answering my question.
No, I'm asking you, do you understand the difference between the coercive power of government and the private insurance?
You just what I said.
Because it was dumb.
No, you just what I said because you're dumb. That's why. You just what I said because you're a stupid person.
Okay,
so stupid person. This is how it works. Under your health insurance company right now, you're putting all your money into a risk pool, and people who have your same insurance, who have crappy lifestyles, who are obese or whatever, you still pay for them.
The guy's right. Right. Hold on a minute. Hold on. The one's a choice.
It's not your turn. So answer to that question.
Hold
on. Yeah. Hey caller, 717. You're on live with me, but hold on for a second. You're gonna hear hold music. I'll be right back with you. You're still paying for for those people because all the money that you pay for your premium goes into a risk pool. Right or wrong?
Yeah, it's whatever, bro.
Right. It goes into a risk pool. So because it goes into a risk pool, in effect, you're paying for somebody else.
Okay. I still you still don't get what I'm saying to you.
I understand that what you're saying, that the government
you just want to be right.
Okay.
You just want to be right.
Okay. The government the government has a monopoly on force. We agree that the government has a monopoly on force. We're not saying that the government does not have a monopoly on force. What we're saying is that the system of insurance that I'm advocating for is literally the same as the private health insurance company. The only difference is no profit incentive.
No, the biggest difference is that the insurance company can't compel you to do something by force.
But that's not what
the government can.
Actually, they can. Go ahead. I'll explain. But Jay wants to say something. Jay, go ahead.
Yeah, Kenneth, you're very much argumentative. I don't even understand your point of contention here.
I wasn't talking to you, probably not.
I don't care what you're talking. I'm talking to you, sir. What I'm saying to you is I've been listening to the conversation, and you've been very much abrasive. I don't understand that you've been. I don't even understand your contention here. It's because every time that the point is being made that you bring up, you move to something else, a goalpost. I don't think that you're up here for good faith. I don't think you're up here to adding to the conversation. It's because you came up to talk about Democrats. Nothing about leftist policies have anything to do with Democrats, because at the end of the day, Kenneth, there are conservative Democrats, there are modern Democrats, there are all different types of Democrats. So I don't understand why this has to be a Democrat Republican topic point. And see, you brother, none of those political parties benefit your black ass anyway. So I don't understand why you have to come up here and advocate because you're a Republican, a white that it's conservative. What are you conserving as a black man? Nothing. But I'm just going to leave it there. But I just want to actually have an equitable dialogue with someone that knows. And Kenneth, I don't know if you know this, universal health care is basically everyone buying into it. Let me make it very simple for you, brother. Everyone is buying into a system that we all benefit together. Basically, you're paying for your as Volk is. Hey, Kenneth, I think you should be listening.
I want to ask you a question.
I need you to behave like a grown ass man, not like a child.
Dude, is this going to go on forever? Or are you going to finish?
Customer, I saw. Hey, customer. Give me a second. I don't need you to engage in the conversation.
I'm giving you plenty of seconds.
Yeah, you can drop. You don't need to be here in the first place, Kenneth, white man, because you don't run shit here. So Kenneth, as I was stating, I don't give a fuck, man. Kenneth, as I stated before, what Volsi said is absolutely right. Yeah, your mama. Kenneth, what I stated before.
Hey, tell your mom to get my shoes under her bed.
And Kenneth, customer, you want to get down? Volsi, do you have moderators?
Yeah, I have moderators. I'm gonna drop customer if he interested.
Go ahead, man. Jay's the one.
Hey, customer. This is how this works. Jay is the one talking, and we're not gonna interrupt. So you could go ahead and be quiet. And if you don't want to be quiet, you can. If you don't want to be quiet, don't want to be quiet, you can leave.
Let me talk, man. Why are you doing?
We don't have to. Go ahead, Jay. You get your ass down. Talk in the comments as you were before.
Go ahead, Jay.
Kenneth. Universal healthcare is how it's been implemented in other countries. Works just fine. You're buying into basically, it's more like a societal thing that we invest with socialism. We invest in each other, and then you don't have to worry about such bills, such as you getting your surgery. You don't have to worry about that because you're buying into it. You're investing into it. We're all investing into each other. That's a communal thing. That is what that is. That's a more simpler term for you.
Yeah,
we don't have universal health care.
I understand that. Can I ask you a question though? In your vision of universal health care, like you presented, will everybody pay the same amount, or would it be based on income? Like if I'm rich, would I have to pay more for my health care than the poor person? In your vision?
No, bro.
So everybody,
the way you understand. Hold on. Listen.
You ask the question, let him answer it, Volsi. I mean, not Volsi, Kenneth. You ask the question, Kenneth. Let him answer it.
All right. So Kenneth, you understand how like you get taxed for Medicaid and Medicare and stuff like that, right?
Yeah, I understand.
Right. So it'll be the same exact thing. So it's not like you're gonna have a high. Hold on. Wait. Kenneth.
It is.
Right. Yeah. So we have progressive income, and I say income. We have progressive taxation in this country.
I understand that.
Cool.
That's what cool. So I would pay more.
Kenneth, shut up. Kenneth, you asked the question. Let
he already answered it. He already answered it.
Right.
No, because the thing is, you talking over people, and it's too much. Shut up.
Now I want to continue the conversation, sir. Thank you. So if I'm healthy but I'm rich, I got to pay more into it than an unhealthy poor person in your system.
I
right?
mean, the progressive taxation works like that anyway. The more
I
money
know
you have,
how it works.
All right, cool.
I just
So,
want-
but the thing is, like that's like asking, if I'm rich, do I have to pay more for the road? Like, yeah, because you're paying more taxes.
It says, you see how unfair that is? I take
No,
care of
I don't see.
myself.
I don't see how that's unfair.
That's why.
Progressive.
That's why we're never
do you
going
want
to do that here.
do you want a flat taxation or do you want?
No, it's not
taxation?
about that. I'm talking about the principles we're talking about.
All right,
now.
the principle that we're talking about right now.
I don't want you to pivot.
Kenneth.
I don't want you to pivot.
Kenneth. We have
Yes.
Kenneth. Be quiet for a second. We have progressive taxation in this country. You understand that, but you accept progressive taxation for things like roads and military, but you don't accept it for healthcare.
No.
All right. Why?
Because it's individual. And
So what's
healthcare, not the roads and power companies.
Mhm.
That's the individual. That's communal.
Again,
Individual
that's not
healthcare. Healthcare is communal. Healthcare is communal. Healthcare is communal. Hold on. So Kenneth, hold on. Wait, everybody pause. Kenneth. I can prove to you how healthcare is communal.
No, you can't prove shit like that.
Yeah, hold on,
bro.
Kenneth.
No, you can't teach us shit, Kenneth, because you're dumb as fuck.
Yeah,
and that's the truth. You just want to be up in an argument and
No, man,
you're
there's
an
no way,
energy
man.
vampire.
I know where my responsible for your
Shut the
healthcare.
fuck up. I would never talk to you anyway, and you don't even have anything to add to the conversation. You can't even debate. You can't even be on. You don't even have decorum.
Okay, can we pause for a second? All right. So Kenneth, I can prove to you how healthcare is communal.
No, you
hold
can't.
On. Kenneth, you need to be quiet for a second. What was COVID?
It was a pandemic.
Healthcare is communal, my guy.
No, it
Jesus
wasn't.
fucking Christ.
Only the
that proves that healthcare is communal.
No,
that
wasn't.
proves it.
No, it does not.
The pandemic affected the entire fucking planet.
No,
how is it not communal?
It affected the fat and the unhealthy.
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good.
What an insane
individual.
Is an insane and moral lack of empathy. I'm telling you, some of these people suffer from personality disorders. Kenneth is one of them.
Jesus fucking Christ. All right. Who was here? Reen. I'm sorry, I said Reen. I do apologize. Renee, give me 1 second because I do have a caller. All right. Give me one moment.
Yes, sir.
All right. 717. How's it going? Can I get your name, age, and did you disagree with what I had on the board?
So I'm Gail, 27, and I disagree with what you had on the board. I mean, it just says what leftist.
I'm sorry. Did you say your name was Gail?
Yeah.
Gail. Okay, cool. Gail, 27. You disagree that leftist policies are better for society. Let me ask you a question. Do you think that a policy such as parental leave that allows you and your wife who have a new baby to spend time with your children for 6 months and it being still paid, is that a good thing or a bad thing?
Well, I think that's a complex question.
Cool.
I mean, generally, I'm not. Hold on.
All right, cool. Well, I'm just asking if it's a good thing or a bad thing. That's all I want to know.
Yeah, I know, but like that's kind of that's a complex question, right? Like, would I love for people to have more time for kids? Of course. How would we implement that? As far as like across the country, I don't know. I don't know if it's really be a good thing or a bad thing.
Mm-hmm.
But as far as like implementing it, I think.
I mean, yeah, implementation is going to be more complex, right? But I'm talking about just as the thought of it, the policy in of itself. We're saying that in a perfect world, when we can implement this, if you have a new child, the mother and father can spend 6 months with their child paid. Would that be good?
Sure. I mean, in a perfect world,
all right, cool.
That world ain't perfect.
How about if we like engineer our cities to the fact where your job is a 15-minute walk away and we have trains that can take us there as well? Would that be good for the environment?
I mean, I feel like you already have that, no?
I mean, is it good for the environment? That's all I'm really asking. Like, if less cars on the road, would that be good for us?
I don't really have an opinion on that. I mean,
I think so, Valsy. I think so because it's very much.
I think it is good. I mean, I guess there's good and bad.
Cool. You don't have much opinion. No, it's fine. You don't have an opinion. All right, cool. Let's talk about renewable energy. You know how we have all these oil companies and our subsidies are going to them and they cause oil spills and they're messing up with the climate, which is basically a fact at this point. No one can deny that our reliance on fossil fuels is messing with the climate. So if we move on to things like renewable energies and nuclear energy and geothermal, we would decrease our energy bills. Do you think that would be good?
Of course, that would be good. But like,
great,
you have to. First of all, we need to build the infrastructure to be able to do that. I think a little bit of both would be good, right? Like, so not necessarily getting completely away from oil.
What the fuck is he talking about?
Part of like society across the world, like China, Russia, United States, everybody. Gotcha. Like, oil is very important.
Gotcha, understood.
But I think if you are able to diversify it, then that's not a problem.
Diversification, nuclear, and everything like that. Okay, cool. So these are things that leftists would like to do. So you agree that these policies are good for society?
I mean, I think there's good in everything. When you say leftist, like I don't really look at it as like Democrat, Republican, leftist, whatever the fuck niggas are calling each other these days. I'm more so like, if it's a good idea, then I'm for it. You know what I'm saying? So I don't align myself with like I'm just this, I heard this, and whatever they say, I appreciate. Nah.
Okay, cool.
If it's a good fucking idea, I'm with it.
I got you. Let's take another path, right? Because I just told you what I believe are leftist policies. When I say leftist policies, what did you think I was talking about?
Well, I think, and that's the thing, right? Like, all of this is subjective, right? Everybody has their own opinion. Like you say leftist, and like you can say leftist, it don't mean one thing to you. You can ask somebody else, and it'll mean a completely different thing, right? So like when I think about leftist, I think so more of like open borders, just allow anybody to come into the country.
How is that leftist policy?
Well, that's what I think, right? Like, when I think leftist, I think that's just what comes to mind. Now,
but the thing is, when it comes to
right or wrong, it doesn't.
I got you. Let's talk about immigration. So when it comes to immigration, right? What people more on the left has been calling for is not, well, there is call, at least from the anarchist leftists, who want to get rid of states, period, to have like no borders at all, right? And there are people who are a little bit more pragmatic, who said that we should just have Schengen, because over in Europe, you can walk from France to Germany to Italy without any border checks, right? So what people said is that in America, so that's what happens over there in Europe. You can walk across the border and not have any issues. So what people have been saying is that, at least more on the left, when it comes to what you're talking about, the people have been saying that we should have the same thing with Canada and Mexico. Just have us walk across the border, no border at all. We can just do that, right? Now, I understand at this juncture in North American society, we probably can't do that. So what the left has been calling for in America is not to just let anybody in, is to have a process where coming into America is easier and have a more complex, not more complex, or more streamlined vetting system. Because immigration right now, the reason why we have a lot of illegal immigration, besides America interfering in South America, it's also because immigrating to America is already complicated. So make it easier, and not only that, don't interfere with South American countries, and maybe we'll see less immigration. That's what the left is saying. No one is saying open up the floodgates and let anybody in. No one is saying that. That's just propaganda coming from conservatives. No one said that.
Well, I don't know, but all I know is we need to have a good border, and we need to make sure that
that already happens.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yeah, he can't hear you. He can't hear you.
Can I ask a question?
Hold on, Gil. Give me a second, Gil. Okay. Go ahead, Jay.
Ask him, why is it so easy for him to buy into propaganda?
Yeah. So, a question from my TikTok. One of my co-hosts, he said he asking, why is it easy for you to buy into this propaganda? Because it's like, if you talk to, you just said that when you hear about leftist policies, you think open borders to anybody in, but no one on the left ever said that. So where'd you get it from?
Well, that seems to be like the common trend. Like whenever you see videos online and people were talking about,
right? But my question, but Gail, my question is, who told you that? Who told you that on the left we believe open border, let anybody in, doesn't matter who the fuck. Like, who told you that?
Like that's what I just told you. That's like what we see when we see online.
Right. When you go online, who is saying these things? Who is saying that?
Just people like when people do like street interviews and stuff and talking to people at these protests. And that's just
Yes, who's saying it?
So that's
Yes, who are saying
Right.
it? Who?
So Gail, the question then becomes, who is actually saying it? So that means that these people who go to interview people at protests, you realize that they can clip all those videos and make it so a certain narrative. You realize that, right?
I mean, of course, there's always
right. So if you know that, why would you just believe the clip? Why not just research it yourself and actually talk to the people?
Well, because when they specifically ask you and they say, "Hey, do you support open borders?" and they say yes, right? I mean,
right. So, but you real, yeah, I got you. But you already said that these folks can clip anything that they want, which means that they can ask 100 people, "Do you support open borders?" 90 of them can say no. 10 of them can say yes, and then they can just put on the internet the 10 people who said yes and say liberals are crazy. You know that's a process that happens. Why did you fall for it? You know that they could do that, right? So Gail, let me just say this. I don't think that. Hold on, Gail, hold on. I don't think you're incredulous. You sound like a person that actually. You sound like a person that can actually think, right? So, because you already said that you already know that people can take something.
I disagree.
You said that people can take something from any protest, put it online, and clip it. You already know the process, but you still believed it.
Yeah, because I think you're making an assumption that I believe that all liberals are crazy. I don't think all liberals are crazy, but you have people who do support open borders. So I guess it's geared more towards those specific people. And if you're not one of those people, then I mean, it's fine.
Why is he buying into the bullshit? Why is he falling for it? Because he agrees with the hateful shit they say.
Right. So the thing is what I'm saying, Gil, is that it goes into the question of why are you buying into this bullshit? You shouldn't buy into it. Yeah, of course, there's going to be people who's just going to say, yeah, open all the borders and everything like that. And of course, those clips are going to take it out of context of what the person actually says. So there's no reason for you to buy into it. That's all we're trying to say here. Don't buy into the bullshit. Don't agree with the hateful shit these people are saying. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like they put that narrative out there in order for you to have a hateful view of people on the left. That's what they do it for. And the thing is, you know that. Like you should already know that.
All right. Well,
yeah. Don't believe clip farms. But hey, Gil, I appreciate you. We're gonna go ahead and move on. You have a good day, all right?
Just let him know that his mind is weak, right along with the rest of y'all weak-minded ass people. That's the reason why you buy into the bullshit, because you're hateful as fuck and you're weak-minded. You have no brain of your own. You let other people think for you and teach you shit that you don't even want to take. The lazy-minded ass fuckers.
All right, I'm sorry for anybody who called in. I wasn't on another phone call. I'll get to you in a second, or I'll call you back. Right now we have on the stage Renee and Catholic Orthodox. I'm gonna talk to Renee first. Renee, how's it going, Renee? Are you at least... Give me 1 second, Renee. I'm sorry.
Call from
Jared.
Jared, how's it going? You on live with Volsi. Give me a few minutes. I have another person on my TikTok. Please stay on hold for me real quick, okay? I'll be right back.
Sounds good.
Jay, I do apologize. They told me to remove you. I do apologize for that. Take a lap, all right, Jay? Go ahead and take a lap. Just swipe out the app. Come back in about 10 minutes, okay? Because that's what they told me to remove you for bullying and harassment, which is kind of fucking stupid. All right, Renee, how's it going, Renee? Are you at least 18, and did you disagree with what I had on the board?
Yes. Well, not necessarily. Not all leftist policies are better. Not all the policies on the right are better. I think there's a blind divide there.
Okay. I got you. What? Let's go like this, because I do get people who say what you say, and I want to understand them. Well, I was gonna ask what do you think I mean when I say leftist policies, but I think you have an idea. I was gonna ask what leftist policies do you think would actually be not beneficial or damaging to society? Let's go with that. What do you think? Which ones would be bad for society?
Well, how they have tried to normalize LGBT in schools, and especially in blue states. That's a leftist policy.
Well, I would say, yeah, that's a leftist advocacy. But when it comes to LGBTQ people, these are human beings that should have rights, correct?
Yeah, they do have the rights.
Right.
They have the same rights as everybody else.
Right. So when it comes to, I'm sorry, Jay. Give me 1 second.
I'm saying, okay? Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm gonna let you go, Jay. Just give me 1 second. So when it comes to normalization, right? What people mean by normalization is simply means to, like, these people are part of our society and they're normal everyday people. Treat them with respect. That's what normalization is. What do you think normalization is?
Well, what they're doing in schools specifically, since I went through this, so yeah, they don't tell kids you can be gay, but then they give them this is what gay is, and so they open little kids up to all these concepts that their mind shouldn't even understand. Being trans, that a boy can be a girl, no. And I'm an atheist. I'm not coming at this from a religious perspective. Yeah, no, I don't. I mean, here's how I am. Again, I can agree with both left and right people, right? Depending on what. Here would be my middle ground. Hey, let's make laws. You know what? Yeah, these people can be trans or whatever. But you can't make laws around, hey, you have to call a man a woman. So you have to lie to yourself. Otherwise, you'll get fired, which is bullshit.
I find it very odd. Are you, Renee, are you a part of that? Are you part of the LGBT community, plus community?
Not at all.
Okay. So how do you know what is, because you may be making baseless claims. It's very much subjective. It's about how you feel and how you, your opinion. And the thing is, you're not a part of that community. You don't care to understand what's going on in the community. And I find it weird that you're a second person, yet second man, supposedly cis het sexual man, come up here and talk about the LGBT gay community. There is something very much going on with you, sir, that you have to continue to center the conversation about LGBTQ plus community. The last time I checked, a white heterosexual men are touching and touching little children. Also, they lead in a lot of unaliving, a lot of certain things that's going on in the said community.
No, it's what we're legalizing.
Renee, I don't give a fuck. Renee, I don't give a fuck because you're homophobic, and you very much need to figure out what's going on with you in the inside instead of projecting your homosexuality ideals, your beliefs, your desires onto other people. You should actually go out and be yourself, Renee, and stop trying to hide.
Nobody wants to be gay, dude.
Community. Yeah, you know what? If you don't want to be gay, then stop talking about the gay community. If you don't want to be gay, then stop talking.
Stop trying to push it on the kids.
Yeah, no one.
Jay, let me ask you a question. Jay, let me ask you a question. Let me ask Renee a question real quick. Renee, do you think that? Crap. Jay, they told me to remove you again.
I know they're trying to take me out. I tell you.
I'm sorry.
It wasn't me, dude. It wasn't me.
Yeah, I know. There's TikTok picks up on it. Hey, sorry about that, Jay. But if you have a third account, come back up. All right. So Renee, when it comes to being LGBTQ, right? Whenever people say stop pushing it on kids, every time I look at these at the courses or the work or what the teachers are actually saying, they're simply saying these people exist. Respect how people exist, and that's really it. They're not saying that you have to be gay now. No one is saying that little Timmy have to chop off his pee-pee or Timmy and Jimmy have to be boyfriend and girlfriend. That's because that's not how being gay or being trans works.
You how old you are?
Hold on. Wait. Who was that? Who asked me that?
Me, Renee.
Oh, Renee. I'm close to 40, bro.
I'm 40 years old, dude. Mm-hmm. I don't know if you remember. I believe it was like 4th to 7th, 8th grade. We used to get dared. Do you remember that? To keep kids away from shrugs, whatever that program was called.
Yeah, I remember dare.
Okay, now just imagine DARE, but in the sense that shrugs are bad for you, they're going to be like, hey, there's people that do shrugs and you have to respect them, and you can also do shrugs if you want. You don't necessarily have to, but, and putting it in a good light.
That's not analogous, bro. That's not analogous.
That is the largest false.
That's a false equivalence.
Being gay is a choice. Being gay is a choice.
No, it's not, Jay. That goes. You said you're an atheist, and you understand science. Well, I guess not all atheists understand science, but atheists. Go ahead, atheists. Go ahead and You go ahead and respond.
Yeah, this is why I doubt you're a fucking. This is why I doubt you're an atheist, because if you would look into any scientific research study, you would understand that it's not a choice in no way, shape, or form. From brain scans to actual psychologists to any of them, it's not a choice in any way, shape, or form, and you're just blatantly wrong on this.
So these people can't control who they sleep with?
That's not what they said.
It's not who they sleep with. That, like, literally, you're trying to understand attraction with who you can and can't sleep with. People understand, yeah, I have a choice in who I want to try to sleep with, like the inaction of trying to go and sleep with somebody, but the attraction itself is not a choice.
So let's say I'm really attracted to somebody. I'm married, right? And I cheat on my wife with her, and I'm like, I just couldn't hold myself because I was really attracted to her. Do you think that would be a good excuse?
That's not at any way, shape, or form the way we're discussing this when it comes to attraction. You are saying being attracted to a man is a choice if you're not gay. Is that what you're saying? Or you're saying being gay in and of itself, you can choose to who you're attracted to?
Yes.
No.
Yes, 100%.
Not at all, bro.
Be attracted to Volsey right now.
I can tell you what. I can definitely do something with him.
Dude,
will you be attracted to me?
Congratulations, you're bi.
I mean, Renee, you're bi.
Well, being homosexual is about the act of
because
being
Renee,
gay.
no, it's not because
Yes,
Renee, I will understand if you're attracted to me because I'm a very handsome guy and I have lots of cool melanin. Like this chocolatey skin is amazing, right? So I understand if you be attracted to me. However, that would make you either be gay or bi because you do not choose who you're attracted to. I cannot be attracted to you, even though I know that someone like Idris Elba, he's a very handsome guy, right? Idris Elba is a handsome guy. I cannot force myself to get it up for him. I can't do that. You see what I'm saying? So like saying that it's a choice is kind of ridiculous.
It is a choice.
It is a choice, 100%.
All right, bro. According to what science?
You're both just blatantly wrong.
Just blatantly wrong. According to what science? According to what science?
Trauma dumping.
Well, unless you've been like traumatized and lived a normal life, I mean, this would be the norm, homosexuality. But
no, I'm asking. Give me 1 second. JK, I got you. I got you. Give me 1 second, real quick.
That's disingenuous.
It is. But okay, I got you. Give me just 1 second. So Jay, I just asked you one question. According to what science is being LGBTQ a choice that they choose it? What research do we have to show that they choose it? What research do we have?
It's not
their actions.
It's not a choice. It's who we are. It's innate. It's innate,
bro.
So what if you're attracted to babies and then you're like, hey guys, I just couldn't hold myself?
We are not comparing homosexuality to pedophilia.
Can you
No.
Renee?
We're talking about attraction.
Renee, can you engage with
what we're talking about sexual orientation. That is
we're talking about attraction.
No, we're talking about sexual orientation. And I'm a mod, so I can interject. We're talking about sexual orientation, not just simply being the attraction piece. The attraction plays a part in it, but we are in fact talking about orientation. Pedophilia is. Sorry, I can't say that on TikTok. Love the TikTok shop. Pedophilia is not a sexual orientation. It is not. It is not the same thing as heterosexuality or homosexuality.
It is an attraction.
It is not just simple. No.
How do you know, Renee? Are you? 1 second, Kay. How do you know, Renee? Are you a part of the? Again, I'm going to ask you the question. Are you a part of the community? Because last time I checked, you say you wasn't. So I don't know why you're arguing as though that you're part of it, unless you are, and you're just up here. Because I don't understand why you're centering this conversation about the LGBT community. Anyway, why don't you just come out?
Well, these were one of the liberal policies that I disagreed with, and that's what we were talking about.
You're being very weird. You're being very much. You're being very much. You have a grind right now that we don't know about.
Everybody pause.
I'm
sorry.
I'm sorry.
Nothing.
Yeah. Hold on. I'm sorry, buddy. Let's just pause and take a beat real quick. All right. We're gonna bring this back because I actually do agree with Jay. This is very, very strange because you're saying that this is one of the policies that you care about, the normalization. Let me ask you a question. Me being a black man and having the ability to marry a white woman, did you disagree with that as well?
No.
Did you know who called that unnatural?
I would disagree with that.
It's fine if you disagree with that and to be a Nazi. That's all good and well. But Renee, do you know who called that? Renee, do you know who called that unnatural?
Who?
Racists and bigots, and they said it for the same exact reason that you're saying. Pushing something unnatural.
Why is it racist for me to want my kid to look like
No.
I'll give you an example.
Renee,
I wouldn't marry a black woman, not because they're black.
Renee,
we wouldn't even have anything in common as far as like food.
No one gives a shit about none of that shit you're talking about. Renee, you're bigoted. You're bigoted. Yeah, we okay. But
I wouldn't marry a white woman either.
Volsy, go ahead and let them know that you're not married to a white woman.
I'm not married to a white woman. I'm married to a black woman.
Yeah,
she's the other woman right now.
I wouldn't marry a white woman either. That's what I said.
Okay, cool.
I wouldn't marry a black Filipino. I would marry in my race. Well, because I want to keep my culture.
Okay,
we don't cook alike.
We
don't think the same.
Our
women are submissive.
But
our women are better.
No,
they're not. No. I'm like, now you're going into anti-blackness.
Yeah.
You think that because no, just for that, actually.
Yeah.
No, you saying like and I'm about to block you because you saying that those women are more feminine and submissive than black women is absolutely anti-black. You're playing into the hyper-masculine.
Not anti-black, it's tribalism.
Yeah,
that's not what that is. No, race.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Let's bring it back for a second because I actually do have.
I'm like, no, because I do want to call that out. First of all, that's not what tribalism is. First of all, because now stay your ass on mute. I put your ass on mute for a reason because I'm talking and you don't know how to stay in your place. Come off of mute again. I'm gonna drop your ass. Okay.
That's the second time. Go ahead.
Oh yeah. So tribalism has to do with tribe and mostly ethnicity and nationality. Mainly, it has nothing to do with race, right? Because Europeans, for example, were colonizing each other before they started to colonize other races. There were wars between the French and the Germans, and like all of that, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So that is tribalism. I'm not saying that I'm like another group of women because of their race and ethnicity are more. I'm like are better. And not as submissive or feminine. That's not what tribalism is. And if you come off on mute and say that dumbass shit again, I'm gonna drop your ass.
Like, can I just add something here?
Yeah,
this is like, this is weird. This is getting weird. Like, that's a second man that's come up to argue about gay folks. Like, stop it. I don't know what the fuck is going on, but if you're centering your argument and you're trying to debate about what gay people are doing, I'm just going to say, just come out the closet and stop fucking playing, okay? This is weird.
As a heterosexual woman, I have never thought about gay people the way some of these people do. Ever in my life.
Not ever in my life. This is so strange, bro. Go ahead, atheist. I'm sorry.
What's funny is the question specifically is about which policies are in their side of things is destroying society. That would be leftist. What fucking policy does anything to up gay, trans, lesbian, anybody in the LGBTQIA plus community? What policy specifically ups them higher than everybody else?
There isn't one.
Nothing. It's just the most strangest shit I've ever seen. I don't understand. Like, why you keep attacking the LGBT community? Like, I like there are other things that's much more problematic than that. I don't get it.
I don't get it either. All right, y'all. I'm gonna go ahead and take this call real quick because I do got an hour before we gotta go. Let me just take this call real quick, and then we're gonna keep the conversation going. All right, Burnsy, give me 1 second. Let me just take this call real quick. All right. Remember, guys, the caller cannot hear you, so stay on mute for me for a second. All right, I'll let them know. All right, 703. How's it going, 703? Do apologize for keeping you on hold for so long. Can I get your name, age, and did you disagree with what I had on the board?
Yes.
Yeah, sure.
Jared,
My name is
3, and I disagree. Yes.
I'm sorry. Say your name one more time, please.
Jared.
Jared. All right, Jared, and you said 23.
23, correct.
All right, you disagree. All right. What do you? I've been. Do you know what policy I'm talking about when I say leftist policies?
I did want to establish terms of agreement on that before we started. Yes, but I think I have a general sense of just promoting equity and removing social hierarchies, stuff like that. Am I correct?
Actually, yes. So why would that be bad for society to have equity and remove hierarchies? How's that a bad thing?
I think that's an awesome thing. I just think the way to go about it is different from, I would say, leftist establishments and how they go ahead and try to treat that.
How do you think we go about it? That is a bad way to do it.
Well, would you like to explain, and so I could understand better?
Yeah, all we would like to do is put in certain policies and remove certain barriers. And for example, universal health care, I think you know about that one. Investment into infrastructure, parental leave, heavy investment into education. Now, when it comes to education, right, it can't be one size fits all because of course we have a history of redlining in this country, and because of that history of redlining, Black people were put in areas where education wasn't funded because there was less property taxes. So the way that we have to fund education, it has to be in a more equitable basis. And there are going to be times where those red line areas are probably going to get more funding than other areas simply because of that history. So that's the way that we would have to do it. These people were treated differently. So it has to be a different solution for them than for everybody else. Make sense?
Absolutely. Yeah, I totally agree. The thing where I think I differ in the solution is, there's totally redlining, and I would say ethnic minorities, typically Black societies, typically receive less funding. I agree with that, but I would probably advocate more for school choice, maybe some privatized voucher-based education systems, low cost, so that the economy speaks and kind of represents the people better. Would you say that you support, what would your solution be to solving these crises? Because honestly, I think we're both in agreement that it's not working well. Right?
Talking point, school choice.
The entire school choice thing, school voucher thing that we always see, that's a typical talking point that we see, but it doesn't necessarily work out because number one, those vouchers typically go into private or religious schools. So now we have public money going into religious schools where it shouldn't, or it goes to just where you said into private schools where they can basically deny anyone because they're a private school, right? And that leaves the public schools asked out. Because of course those parents are going to take their children to schools where the education is quote unquote better, but that's typically gonna promote more private schools, which negatively affects the public schools.
Can I ask a question?
So
can I ask him a question?
Give me 1 second. Jared, someone has a question for me on the TikTok. Go ahead.
I just want to know. His name is Jared. Yeah. I just want to know who explained to him about how this would be beneficial on a macro level. What studies and research has he done to say this would be beneficial for everyone in all races?
Okay, so the question that came from TikTok, Jared, is what research was done or who told you that this would be beneficial on a macro level, that the school choice thing will be beneficial for all races? Because what we've been seeing is that the whole school voucher thing has been way more beneficial for white kids than for Black kids.
I'm not sure about the research in America because I would agree with you that the school system is broken. I actually specialize in economics and I pursued a degree in that. And I studied sub-Saharan Africa quite intensively.
No one asked him none of that shit. No one gives a fuck about none of that shit he's talking about. I asked him.
Governments there, there's a lot of corruption, a lot of poverty, unfortunately. But what governments there do is they don't have funds typically.
You show me diverted funds. We're talking about United States.
Give me a second. Hold on. But Jared, the question is, what research can we point to show that school vouchers will be good for everyone in particular black students in the United States.
In the United States,
because
not
like
anywhere else.
Oh, yeah, I'm getting to that. Don't worry.
Yeah, just
the reason I'm pulling in sub-Saharan Africa is because that's a predominantly
We don't give a fuck about
African
none of that shit.
population.
We talking about
What
Africans.
the
You see how you went
studies,
to Africa?
I guess you can look this up to verify me. I can't cite
I don't give a
studies,
fuck
but
about
this is
none of
my
that shit.
research, where school voucher systems are in place because they don't have the funds to properly fund education. What they can do
What
is
the
offer
fuck is he
vouchers for
talking
education.
about?
And what we see is actually a great increased quality of schools since before that was happening when public schools were in place.
All right, Jared, where are we talking about here?
Sub-Saharan Africa.
All right,
Many
I'm talking
countries.
about. All right, but in sub-Saharan Africa, we already know what the issues is. What the government doesn't have the funds, and is, as a matter of fact, over in where my parents are from, right, in Haiti.
Mostly, don't engage with that. Do not engage with what he's saying, because he's diverting the conversation. He doesn't know anything about Africa. He doesn't know about imperialism. He doesn't know about neocolonialism. He is diverting as much as possible. This is a white supremacist that you're talking to. I encourage you to get him back to the United States. It's because he doesn't need to talk about Africa. You're educating him on Africa. He doesn't give a shit about Africa.
Right,
he doesn't give a shit.
All right, so Jared, here's what we're gonna do. All right, like we need to go right back to the United States. We're talking about the United States. What research do we have to show that this will be beneficial for black students in the United States? Because Africa has a completely different system with completely different problems. Neocolonialism, colonialism itself still affects that continent. Imperialism still affects that continent. All neo-imperialism still affects that continent. All of that, right? Completely different system. Here in America, how do we show that this school choice thing will be good for black students? Because because the research that we have, the limited amount of research that we have shows that it would not be. They still get stuck in those public schools, and now the funding isn't there anymore.
Yeah, I mean, so the reason I'm pulling in a different country, and I'm going to answer your question more directly, is because we don't really have a school system that is very equitable in America. I mean, you would agree with that, right? So we don't have that study based in America. All we can do is really apply models that were used in other countries or other areas to kind of see
No. You see how he does
we do that,
other models in other areas.
Nordic countries, northern countries, like
right.
Sweden,
So the Nordic
Norway
countries
for healthcare, right?
But the North,
he can't answer the question because he is fed that bullshit. He doesn't know. He can't critically think. He doesn't have anything to add to the conversation. He doesn't done any research. It's because that's why he's diverting. It's because he's getting fed the information from white conservative, white supremacists. That's the only thing. That's why he keeps doing that.
So when it comes to the Nordic models, the European models, right? Is they have a completely different model than we have. They don't even have standardized testing in I think Finland or Sweden or one of them. They don't even have standardized testing, so it's a completely different model. But when we talk about in the United States, right? When we talk about having a more equitable school system, what we need to do is fund them equitably, and vouchers don't do that. It just diverts the funding.
Well, based on my field of study, right? So the government is good for certain things. This is, I think, where the main thing that we're disagreeing. I think we both are looking for a solution. I think just how we get here is different. For national defense and security and safety and all of that, we need a central federal institution like the government. There's no private institution that can do that well. For
I need him to answer the question.
Publicized things that we have right now, like school, you can fund them with the government, but we can also do it privately. My research shows that the supply and demand market, it really does show where is this best solution coming from? Where can we have the best use of our money? Because people's money is a kind of vote. You know, if you buy from Whole Foods and spend $7 for something organic versus at Walmart for $3 that's not organic, right?
I'm sorry. We gotta pull this back a bit, because we cannot have a private system in America. We just can't. My parents are from a country.
In some senses.
Hold on, my parents are from a country where all the schools are private and half the population can't read. We cannot have a public system. We cannot have a private system in America. It's just not going to work. We have to have a public system. We have to have a public system because we already have a literacy crisis in America with a public system, which means that we have which means the system that we have currently isn't working, and school vouchers will just make it worse. We have to figure out a way to make our system more equitable and more geared towards the students and how students learn, et cetera, et cetera. We need to get away from the model of, just a factory work model, because the system of education we have now was created in the industrial area and the industrial era, where people were just educating to go towards a factory. We just got to get away from that model. But school vouchers don't do that. It just diverts it to private schools and charter schools.
Jared is a prime example. Hold on one second. Jared is a prime example of the illiteracy within this nation.
I mean, right now,
give me 1 second, Jared. Give me 1 second. Hold on, Jared, give me 1 second. Go ahead.
Jared is a prime example of what the literacy looks like and the lack of critical thinking and comprehension within the United States. It's because yet he can now expound on why his argument is that school choices is because school choices are great for this is such and such on a macro level for every race of people. Sorry, I'm walking here. He has not expounded on that. He has not given any research for him to come to this conclusion. I haven't heard anything. He keeps defaulting to somewhere else. He keeps going somewhere else, and I need him to expound on how school choices is going to work on for every race in this nation, and that's what I need for him to answer. Right. I don't need him to give us a word salad anymore. I don't need him to go to Africa because he don't know any fucking thing about Africa. Then actually, to be honest, he needs to stay away from fucking Africa. Thank God. I don't need him there anyway. But just trying to expound on what he's saying.
All right, so Jared, the question that came from our TikTok is we need you to expound on what you're saying. Like, we don't need you to go to any other country, Africa, or anything like that. How does school vouchers and school choice benefit American students? Because the research that we have is completely mixed. There are areas where we see that there's an advantage, but those people are usually well off. But for poor kids, we do not see that advantage. So it's very much a mixed bag. How is school vouchers going to repair our system? Because I think the solution should be to have a more equitable funding, not just repairing. He
said he did research.
Yeah. What is the research that shows that it would be better for the students? Because we don't see that.
Again, we agree on the end goal. It's just the method to get there is different. Can I have 1 minute of uninterrupted time?
No, we don't give a fuck about agreeing. Just get to it. Get to it, man.
Hey, Jared, let me ask you a question. Do you have a Discord?
I do not right now. No.
You don't have a Discord. Okay. Because do you have a TikTok though?
No.
No, okay. Because I was gonna say it'll be because you can't hear what my guests on TikTok are saying. Even though they won't talk to you, but you can't hear them. You know what I mean? So the back and forth is not working a lot. Just do me a favor, okay? Get a Discord. I'm gonna be on again on Thursday, and we can talk about this again because I think they really want to talk to you about this. How about that? How's that sound?
Okay, yeah, that's fine. Could I finish up with 1 minute? Is that okay? And then we can pick it back up on Thursday?
Yeah, sure. Finish up. Go ahead.
Okay, so I'll just take 1 minute.
All right, we're gonna go ahead and move on to Bernsey, and then I'm gonna go ahead and get out of here. All right, Bernsey, let's go ahead and hear.
Let me get ready.
Yeah, let's go ahead and hear your diet racism. Leftist policies are better for society. Why do you disagree?
Yeah, especially the criminal justice reforms.
Yeah, criminal justice reform would be great because criminal justice reform is not only advantageous to black people, it's also advantageous to poor whites.
Did you know that? But it's advantageous to poor white people. You're so hell bent on black people, but it's affecting poor white people.
Yeah, poor whites are also affected by the criminal justice system. Hold on, Bernsey, calm down. Poor whites are also negatively affected by the criminal justice system because they're also targeted as the slave class. So are you fine with poor white people being targeted to become slaves as well?
Not being slaves, they're put in,
You realize that prison is slavery, right?
No, it's not slavery.
What's the 13th Amendment say?
What does the 13th Amendment say?
Bernsey, what does the 13th Amendment say? Do you know what it says? Bernsey, yes or no?
Yes,
abolish slavery. Yeah, abolish slavery.
Abolish slavery.
I'm like, except
Except
and
for
under
what?
the condition, except for what? Under the condition of what?
Except as punishment for a
Or a
convicted
crime.
crime.
Yeah, exactly.
For a crime. So exactly. So prison, according to the United States Constitution, quantifies as slavery because it is punishment for a crime. So that is slavery. You said it wasn't. The United States So you're saying that you know more than you know how prison is defined more than the United States Constitution? What makes you say that?
Technically, prison is not a slavery, so.
No.
Christ.
You don't get to redefine what the 13th Amendment says in our Constitution.
It doesn't matter.
Because according
Prison
to our
is not
Constitution,
slavery.
it absolutely is. It is slavery according to
our
our United States
Constitution.
Constitution.
All right, so Bernsey, let me
United
Bernsey,
States
hold on,
neither
hold on,
slavery nor
Bernsey,
involuntary servitude.
hold on.
That's
Slavery-
not involuntary servitude.
Everybody pause,
It's slavery.
Hold on, guys. Everybody pause. Let's try to move past this, okay? So the Constitution says, according to the 13th Amendment, slavery could be punishment for a crime, which means that they can just decide what the crime is and then re-enslave a population. We see they do it for black people, and they're doing it for poor whites too. Okay, the people who are targeted for this are poor people, which means that if we change their economic conditions, then that means you'll see less crime, right? Because crime is heavily correlated towards poverty. Is it or is it not?
Yeah, in a way.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So poverty and proximity. Yeah, I got you. Let me just finish this with him. Poverty and proximity usually determines crime. Those are the biggest heavily correlators. You can throw in culture stuff in there, etc. Sure, we can talk about that. But the two biggest correlators are poverty and proximity, right? So that means if we change the material conditions, which leftists want to do, change those conditions, that means you will see less crime. Also, if we have something like universal health care, you'll see things like even domestic violence between husbands and wives. You may even see that go down because mental health care is more available.
Yeah,
right,
you didn't know any of this because the thing is, Bernsey, you want to be a bigot. You want to be racist. You want to be all of these types of things, and yet taking the time out to expound your mind, your brain on the things that you're saying. And it's very foolish for you to come up here and you still having these white supremacist talking points, and you hating on black people, and you don't even know why you're hating on black people. You just do it. And that's very much sad, Burnside. Just because
what about
you actually I don't give a fuck about none of that shit you said.
You don't have to say it. Your actions show it.
You're assuming.
That's okay.
No, I'm not assuming anything.
Let me say something. I don't care to argue with you, Burnside, because you can't teach me anything. I can't learn anything from you. It's because you're already compromised because you're upholding this social construct called whiteness, which is not even an actual thing. It's made up, and it's the only identity that you unfortunately have. See, the thing is, instead of you understanding how societies function, Burnside, in order for us to have a healthy society, which, by the way, I don't know if you know this, in the United States, this is a fucked up society. There's nothing healthy about it. When it comes to healthcare, when it comes to education, when it comes to infrastructure, when it comes to any forms of when it comes to systems in this nation. In order to have a healthy society, you must invest into the people. Having education, investing in education, investing in having said resources, you won't actually have people go to prison or go to jail because they have the things they need, such as a healthy way of living, such as a good job, having access to good jobs, having access to education where they can go wherever they need to go, having access to food, and also having access to housing. And having these things would reduce crime, Burns say. That's the thing, that if you would have known that shit instead of being a racist ass bigoted.
Can I say something?
I don't give being a hateful ass person. Look, Burns, nothing you can say to us would help.
I haven't even been able to fucking say a goddamn word because you guys have been just talking over me.
All right, let's be fair. Let's be fair.
Bigot.
All right, I got you. Let's be fair. Let's pause and let's be fair. The reason why we assume that you're a racist bigot is because when the person that was on 30 minutes ago said that he doesn't want to marry black women, you also agreed with that. So we assume that you're a racist, and I think it's a pretty fair assumption.
It's not just the fact that he didn't want to marry black women because he wants to marry women within his culture, and I'm like, and all those things. It's the fact that with that he also said, I'm like, buying into the racist tropes of black women, saying that his women are better, therefore more superior, and they're also that I'm like saying, but insinuating that black women are more masculine and less feminine and less submissive than non-black women in his racial and ethnic group, which is why I called him a racist. Right. And then when I called that out, you said that was not anti-black and that it was tribalism, and I corrected you on what tribalism actually is.
Race tribalism.
And it's not racial. No, it's not.
Yeah,
it's not racial. It's not racial.
All right. So Burnside, you realize that when a person says that I want to marry within my culture, sure, that's tribal. But when you say I want to marry within my culture because this other race of people are this and that way, that's when it becomes racism.
I said I want my kids to look like me.
Wait.
That's what I said.
Burnside, we're not talking about you, right? We're talking about the other guy that was up here.
Because I don't think it's racist for you want your children to look like you.
Right. So Burnside. It's fine if you want your children to look like you. I want my children to look like me. I'm not dating a white woman because I'm just not attracted to white women, right? There are very few white women I'm attracted to. If there are very few black
white men,
right, and Jane, I'm attracted to white men.
And their little pink penises, I don't fuck with them.
Right, exactly. And Burnside, if you're not attracted to black woman, then fine, you're not attracted to black women. But if you said I'm not
black women,
right, cool. Wait, hold on, Burnside.
But
hold on. Give me a second. So what the problem that we had with the other person that you agreed with is that he said tropes against black women that were based on racism. And then when you agreed with it,
the idea.
Damn.
And the idea that we as black women are less feminine. Yeah. I didn't do that, Jay.
It was me. It said it's at to drop him. It's at to drop him. It's TikTok.
TikTok. But yeah, I'm like, the fact that I'm like that when someone says that black women are less feminine, are more masculine, or less submissive, less whatever the trope is, I'm like, compared to non-black women, that is extremely anti-black and plays into racist tropes about black womanhood, saying that black women are not as feminine and therefore not as worthy as protection as non-black women. There are actual anti-black tropes that buys into, which is why I call that extremely anti-black and racist. I would never say that wanting your children to look like you, wanting your children to share your culture and wanting to marry within your culture is not necessarily racist, because here is the thing, right? Even amongst racially black people, we have different cultures. Mm-hmm. That is not what I'm talking about.
So we're talking about that, Burnside. I'm not sure if you heard the person when he said that, but or you didn't notice it. How it was anti-black, but that's why. Now that you understand that, can you understand why we call them a racist and why we assumed you were when you agreed with them? You understand that now?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Now that you understand that, now that you're educated, now we can say, all right, let's go ahead and deconstruct some anti-blackness that you may carry. Okay, so when it comes to leftist policies, the first thing that you came up with was the criminal justice system. The criminal justice system also affects poor white people, poor Hispanics, poor Asians. All poor people are targeted by this system. So that means that the leftist policy would be to systems of rehabilitation. That doesn't mean that punishment doesn't happen. That means that we rehabilitate more and we try to get to the material conditions before the people commit the crime.
Well, I'm not even talking about.
Oh, my question was how that be a bad thing.
I'm not talking about race. I'm talking about more or less like lower penalties for crimes, reduced incarceration rates for really violent crimes, shit like that. I'm not talking about race in general. I'm talking about
for violent crimes.
Cashless bail. Cashless bail is a terrible thing.
Mm-hmm. No, I think cashless bail is a good thing because cash bail just keeps people in jail for no reason. You know what I mean? Because for example, I could be accused right now of stealing a backpack, right? And they arrest me and put me in jail, and I'm in jail for 3-4 months, maybe even up to a year, because I can't pay the cash bill, even though I didn't steal the backpack. Do you know that's when that actually happened?
But on the other side, you got guys like, you know, committing violent crimes, getting out on cashless bail. That's
Violent
even
criminals
worse
are not they're not
I was just about to say, are they even eligible for cashless
exactly
bail?
eligible. That was the word I was reaching for.
Yeah. They definitely are.
Violent criminals are not eligible for cashless bail, bro.
The guy that
I don't feel like violent criminals should
had how many prior convictions? Had 14 prior convictions.
Right, because the reason why he was let out is because he can't stand trial. He had issues in his head. He can't stand trial. So that's why he was out. But that's not hold on, pause. Listen, hold on. He had a mental health issue, right? Yes, he should be put in asylum in order to keep him away from society. Everybody agrees with that. But that has nothing to do with cashless bail. That has nothing to do with leftist policies. Democrats, and remember, Democrats aren't even left, but leftists are not the ones who let this guy out. If leftist policies actually existed in America, that guy would actually be in a mental health hospital, the ones that Reagan shut down. So it was actually conservative policy.
Myself.
Right.
Give
me 1 second, okay? It's actually conservative policy why that guy is out, because conservatives are the ones who shut down the mental health hospitals. Leftists want to bring back the mental health hospitals, and if leftists were in power and we had the mental health hospitals, that guy would be in a mental health hospital. He wouldn't be out. It's conservative policies of why that woman is dead, not leftist policies.
But yeah, violent criminals can be released under the cashless bail system.
In what city?
Yeah, Illinois, New Jersey.
I'm like, those are states,
North
not
Carolina.
cities. So you're saying the whole state, or just certain cities within those states? If so, which one?
Give me 1 second.
New York, Washington, D.C.
Give me a second.
Yeah, I was gonna ask. Can you look that up and put it on the big screen?
North Carolina doesn't have cashless bail, so you have to give me the city.
Oh no, there's gonna be a law for Irina, for North Carolina.
I know. I was asking. You said North Carolina is one of the
cash bail.
Wait. You said that North Carolina.
They're trying to pass a law.
Wait, hold on. No. Listen to me. Listen to what I'm saying. When we ask you where can violent criminals be let out on cashless bail, one of the states you named was North Carolina. North Carolina does not have statewide cashless bail.
I said I just read it wrong. They're trying to pass a law.
So what is the name of the law that they are trying to pass?
In North Carolina?
Yeah, what is the name?
It's going to be called Irina's Law. Irina's Ruska, which requires cash bail for serious crimes.
Okay, can you
But that's already the case in many cities in North Carolina because they don't have cashless bail.
Can you look up Irina's law though?
Yeah, I'll look it up. But the thing is, this is just more conservative overcorrecting because a black guy was involved in a crime with a white woman. You know what I'm saying? And which is what they always do. But in the reverse, when white cops kill us, there's no issue, right? But when it comes to this situation, it's just another issue of white people overcorrecting, being afraid of black people. Yes, this guy should have been in a mental health hospital, but that's the fault of Reagan, not the left.
And I'm like, it's funny because Reagan was responsible for many things, like that whole children. What was Reagan responsible for? Children Not Left Behind. Wasn't that Reagan?
Yeah.
Or was that Bush?
That was Bush. No Child Left Behind was Bush. So, yeah.
Listen, Reagan and Bush.
Man, let me tell you. All right. So another state you said was New Jersey. Probably New Jersey has cashless bail. I know New York City does, but New York City doesn't have cashless bail for violent criminals. I know that. New York City does have cashless bail, and the reason they have cashless bail is because of the case that I told you about. A teenager was arrested for stealing a backpack. They found out he didn't steal it. He spent 3 years in jail, couldn't graduate high school, and spent a year in solitary confinement, and he ended up committing suicide. So do you agree with stuff like, because that happens a lot, where people who can't afford their bail are stuck in jail for crimes they didn't commit? Are you fine with that, Bernsey?
Is it this Khalif Browder who did that?
I think that's Khalif, yeah. But listen to my actual question. There are people in jail for crimes they didn't commit who can't get out because they can't pay the bail. Are you fine with that?
Call from.
Yeah, I still think cashless bail is not a.
Hold on for me, 215. I'll be right back with you. Please hold. Right. So you're not fine with.
I still don't think it's good.
Say that again.
It's only a good thing. I still don't think cashless bail is a good thing.
I understand that you don't think cashless bail is a good thing, but the reason why it exists is that because there are people sitting in jail right now for either minor crimes or completely innocent who can't pay the bail.
I shouldn't do the crime. Don't do the time.
What if they didn't commit the crime? Now what?
I'll have to figure it out, I guess. I don't know.
And then, but so you agree? So yeah, it happens, and you understand that this has measurable effects on people. Someone actually committed suicide because of this.
Yeah, there's a lot of shit.
Hold on. So you're okay. So you're okay. So you're okay. So you're okay. Hold on. 8352. Hold on for me for a minute. I'll be right back with you. So you're okay with innocent people being in jail because they can't pay $2,000?
Yep. That's
pretty inhumane, bro. Do you want to hold on? What type of society do you want to live in? Do you want to live in a humane society or inhumane society?
I don't want to live in the society we have now. It's pushing towards like less. I want to say we're pushing into more. That
doesn't answer my question. That doesn't answer my question. Do you want to live in a humane society? That doesn't answer my question. You want to live in a society where it's humane or inhumane?
I want to live in the middle where we're not like too lenient, but we're not.
So a humane society.
Because right now, society right now is not even humane. So I don't know why.
Yeah, right now we live in a very cruel society, and you just expressed the cruelty of the society that you want. Innocent people are in jail because they can't pay $2,000, and you're fine with that because figure it out. That's very cruel. That's what you want to live in.
Yeah,
that has you understand that has measurable effects, right? This causes more poverty. Hold on, Bernsey, hold on. Listen, what you're saying does not decrease crime; it increases it because these people who may be innocent who are in jail now have an arrest record, and now when they can't get out, they can't get jobs. Guess what they do when they can't get jobs? They commit crimes. So your system increases crime. It doesn't decrease it.
Actually, crime has dropped significantly lately.
No, crime has dropped significantly lately, but that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that your system, the bail system, increases crime. It doesn't decrease it.
Cashless bail would increase crime?
No, the bail system itself increases crime because there are people who cannot pay bail and they're in jail for months or years on end, and when they get out they either got fired from their job or they can't get another one because they've been in jail all this time. And when people can't get jobs and they get desperate, what happens? They commit crimes. Your system increases crime.
I mean, there's a ton of different programs that'll help you get back on your feet.
Are they effective?
Yeah, if you want to work at it. Yeah.
No, they're not.
Work, yeah, you'll be all right.
They're not. They're not effective.
Put in the work, you'll be all right.
No, that's not how that works, bro. Have you ever been through the system? What
do you want?
Have you ever been through the system at all?
You just want to give them handouts, get them back.
No one said anything about handouts. No one said anything about handouts. Bernsey.
That's what you got.
Bernsey. When did I say give people Bernsey?
That's what you got.
When did Bernsey? You want to have a conversation or not, bro?
Yeah, I'm talking here.
All right, I know you are, but you're not listening. You have to actually listen to have a conversation. When did I say anything about handouts? When did I say anything about that?
That's pretty much what you're saying.
No, stop. When did I say I'm gonna mute you? When did I say give people handouts? When did I say that? Did I say that or did I not say that? Answer that question.
You haven't said it, but you've implied it.
When did I no, don't do that. Did I say it or not?
No, you haven't said it.
Okay, cool. No, stop. Don't put any qualifiers. I didn't say give people handouts. So don't make my argument for me. What I said is that we need to reform our entire system to make sure that crimes happen less, which means we reform education and reform our criminal justice system to focus more on rehabilitation, more on re-education, and then we'll see recidivism go down. I want to reform our education system. I want to reform our education system when we reform our education system, we add in more trade schools, and especially in poor areas. Therefore, these people, when these students graduate, they can go right into the workforce and uplift their lives. We can do that.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Exactly. So that's what I'm reaching for, right? Is that a handout?
More for trade school.
Is that a handout?
No, that's not a handout.
Exactly. So this is what the left advocates for. So it's not a handout, right?
That part isn't a handout now.
Great. Thanks for playing. All right. We're gonna go ahead and move on. All right. We're gonna go ahead and move on. Cool. All right. 352. Thank you for being here. 352. Can I get your name,
That was
age?
like pulling teeth.
Yeah. Can I get your name, age, and did you disagree with what I had on the board?
39, my name is Vic, and I'm actually calling because you mentioned earlier about the leftists on renewable resources.
Sure.
Or renewed energy, I should say.
What's your age?
39.
All right, Vic, 39. And you think renewable resources are bad? I don't understand.
I believe that the ones that you mentioned, they're not as eco-friendly as they're being portrayed as.
Like what? Like nuclear?
Yes, nuclear for a big one.
Yeah, nuclear.
Granted, it is lower in CO2 emissions, but there's still a big impact towards the environment.
Yeah, because you have to actually mine for the resources.
You have to mine for the resources. You have to consider the radioactive waste that takes tens of thousands of years for it to be non-radioactive. It requires a specialized team in order to do that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you have to put it into a mountain and
from
stuff.
the water. When the water is returned, it's returned at a higher temperature.
Mm-hmm.
That has an impact on the aquatic ecosystems.
Mm-hmm.
There's the radioactive mining for the uranium that can result in radioactive dust in the tailings and can contaminate the soil as well as the water.
Yeah. Nuclear has this. Hold on, Vic. Yes, I understand. Nuclear does have its own problems. I do understand that, right? But but I don't think nuclear is a renewable, to tell you the truth. But yeah, nuclear has its own issue, which is why I think we should invest a lot more into geothermal.
Geothermal can have the same effects.
No, geothermal.
No matter what,
the issue
no
with
matter
geothermal
what energy resource we go for.
Hold on, Vic. I need you to slow down. Vic, slow down. Yes, these things have their issues, right? Nuclear has issues with causing environmental issues. Geothermal is extremely expensive, and we need more scientific breakthroughs in order to do geothermal. These are issues that exist, right? But what I think we should do is to actually research and do more investment into it. No one is saying just let's go nuclear tomorrow. That's not possible. We have to do what we have to do in the meantime, right? In the meantime, we have to do what we have to do. But in order for us to get to a better future, let's invest. Let's invest into the sciences and move more into the renewables, move more into the nuclear, and try to make sure that our nuclear, if we do nuclear, that it has less of an impact on the environment that it currently has. That's what I advocate for. I'm not saying let's all shut down all the oil drills tomorrow and we're always going to open nuclear plants and drill into the uranium and stuff like that. No one's saying that, bro.
Again, no matter what renewable source that you're advocating for, we will have a negative impact on the environment. The law of science even says, can I finish my statement, please?
All right, so Vic, you can finish your statement. You can finish your statement, but
oh my God,
Vic, I'm gonna allow you to finish your statement, but stop arguing something I'm not arguing. I understand that nuclear has environmental issues. I understand that geothermal has. I understand. Hold on, Vic. All right, bro. I'm not done with this because I have to leave early anyway.
Because why do they always come up and crash out like that?
Immediately crashing out. Christ Almighty! Just immediately
we actually are being genuine, having a real conversation. Like
exactly, it's like this is not hard. All right, 972. How's it going? I'm giving you a call back because you called me. Can I get your name, age, and what did you disagree with?
Eric. I'm 30. I just want to understand. I just want to understand why you think leftist policies are better for society.
All right, I think they're better for society because they decrease our stress and uplift more of our well-being. Things like engineering more walkable cities that increases our health and decreases our stress. Things like universal health care decreases our stress, increases our health. Things such as parental leave provided for and paid for every job. I think more unionized jobs, more workers cooperatives. What else? More subsidized childcare. Definitely subsidized childcare. That would actually increase our birth rate if we have subsidized childcare. Things like that, I think, are better for society.
What about the high taxes, like in California?
That's fine.
That you like that? You like the high taxes, the taxes on everything, the gas tax.
Yeah,
everything.
if we had higher taxes, but I know that I don't have to pay a lot for childcare. I know that the pre-K is going to be handled. I know that the high schools are okay. I know that my job is only a 15-minute walk away from me. I know that I can get rid of my car because hold on. I can get rid of my car because of that. I know my energy bill is going to go down. All these things are fine.
Policies. But I would also argue that
the high schools in the right and the
do not decrease
right states are
taxes for the middle class.
Hold on. Everybody, hold on, because y'all talking at the same time. Who was talking first? Give me a second, Eric. Give me a second, Eric. Because someone on my TikTok has a statement or a question. Go ahead, Kay.
So I would argue that conservative policies actually do not decrease taxes specifically for the working class and the middle class individuals and families. So I would like to know how he feels about Trump and a lot of conservatives and Republicans actually only giving tax decreases to the wealthy and not the middle and working class.
Eric, the question that came over from my TikTok is, how do you feel about conservative policies where they only give tax cuts to the or more permanent tax cuts to the upper to like the 1% and basically leave us assed out? We get tax cuts, but those tax cuts expire.
Both sides do that. Okay, it's not just a conservative thing.
Okay, I understand both sides, but let's talk about. But what I'm saying though, Eric, my issue is that if taxes are higher, but there's a trade-off of me being less stressed, healthier, and having a more educated society, I'm fine with that. Why wouldn't you be?
Just because you pay more taxes doesn't mean that like people in left states are smarter. Like I've seen a lot of morons that live in California. They don't even know what continent we live in.
Eric, I'm sorry. I'm gonna have to stop you for a second. I never said that.
We're having a conversation.
I know we're having a conversation, but you're not actually addressing what I said. I never said anything about people in leftist states being smart. Hold on. No, you didn't.
You did.
No, you didn't. I didn't say anything. I did not say people from the and leftist states are smarter. I never said that. I said that that if we have a higher tax bracket, okay. If we have a higher tax bracket, but I see that our education system is good. I see that we're healthier. I see that I don't have to drive a car anymore because I can take a train or walk everywhere. These things are better trade-offs for me. I didn't say that people in the leftist states are smarter. That's not what I said.
That's a city thing. That's public transportation.
Right, and most people in this country live in cities.
Exactly. Yeah.
All right. So yeah, if we have better right. So what I'm saying, Eric,
conservative states with public transportation.
I know they have public transportation. What I'm saying is that public transportation in America
not that great.
It's not that. It's not. The thing is about public transportation in America is that it's not that great. We should invest more for it to happen. And as a matter of fact, in rural states, I think also in rural areas, they deserve more public transportation too. Y'all deserve buses and trains too over in those rural states. Over in like a cornfield in Nebraska somewhere, they deserve a train over there too.
There's no demand. There's no demand.
There's no demand for it. Exactly. No, I understand there's no demand for it. But what I'm saying is that they deserve that too. They also deserve public transportation. I'm not saying that only people in cities deserve it. I'm not saying that. I'm not making that argument. My argument is not that people on the left are better. I'm saying that these policies would be good for all of us, even in someone in rural Appalachia who can't afford to go see their doctor right now. Universal health care will be good for them because they would be able to go see their doctor. That's what I'm arguing, bro. I'm not saying that I'm better than them.
I understand your argument. I listen. But have you seen what universal health care is like in like Canada or Europe?
Have you seen what universal? Like? Yeah, I have seen what universal health care is like in France, and it's way better than ours.
I agree, but like, it's not like people who pay for their health care in this country have a higher standard of care because they're paying for it, right? Like I have health insurance. I have better doctors, better service than people in with universal health care because I'm paying for it.
No, you don't.
Out of my pocket. Yes, I do. Yes, I do.
According to what? According to what research?
It's my observation. You know, people have to wait hours to see a doctor, in in the waiting room.
Do we have to wait hours here to see a doctor in the waiting room? Because I've been to the ER and I had to wait hours.
Well, that's different. We're talking about actual, doctor appointments.
Right. I've had doctor appointments and I saw my doctor in 20 minutes. I've also had doctor. Hold on. I've also had doctor appointments where I had to wait for 3 hours. It depends on. It really depends on where you are. And when you say that you get better quality care, that really depends. Because if you're a poor person, especially if you're a poor black person, you may not get quality care. And this has been researched over and over again. People who are poor, especially minorities who are poor, get treated like shit.
Well, we don't live in a communist society.
But hold on, Eric. That has nothing to do with what I'm saying. Hold on, Eric. That does not have anything to do with what I'm saying.
It does.
Hold on, no, it does. It does. Hold on, Eric. Listen to what I'm actually saying. Your point about getting treated better and having quicker service, it highly depends. Because it highly depends on which doctor you're seeing, number one. And number two, it highly depends on your socioeconomic status and your ethnic group. Because poor people consistently, especially poor minorities, Eric, poor people, especially poor minorities, are consistently treated like shit in our system. It depends, bro. You can't say because I get good care, therefore care is good all across America. It's not. It's not.
You're right. It's not for everybody because we live in a capitalist society and you make your life out of this society.
So you're saying
being handed to you.
Okay, so Eric, medical racism to you is fine because of capitalism?
It's not racist, dude. It's
critical racism.
All right, so Eric, you do realize that we have research into this that proves that there is racism within our health system. You do know that, right?
There's poor white people all across the country that
Eric. This is what I need you to do. Eric, this is what I need you to do. Whenever I bring up a point, don't just go to something else. Actually address what I'm saying. I understand hold on, Eric. I understand that there are poor white people, right? I brought up poor white people already. I said that poor people are treated like shit in the system. That includes poor whites. But I also said that if you're a minority and poor, you're going to be treated worse. Now, you said that our healthcare system doesn't have racism, but we have research into this that showed that there is racism.
I want him to ask why the black women have a higher mortality rate than black women, including wealthy black women, because he brought up a case. Why do wealthy black women like Beyonce and Serena Williams are on record for saying that they have almost died giving birth to their children, and the data backs it up that regardless of social economic class, that black women are more likely to die giving birth, and black children also have a higher infant mortality than white children.
All right, gotcha. All right, so Eric, because you brought up when you say that our system doesn't have racism, this is a point from my TikTok that actually elucidates this point and proves it, right? When it comes to black women have a higher mortality rate
regardless of socioeconomic status.
And this is regardless of socioeconomic status, meaning that wealthy black women also have a higher mortality rate than wealthy white women.
Meaning that the average white woman is actually able to give birth to her children safely than wealthy black women.
So like that means that the average white woman is actually more likely or has a higher chance of delivering their baby safely than a wealthy black woman. If there was no racism in our system, how would you explain that?
Why do you think that has to do with racism other than,
it does have to do with racism.
All right. So Eric, once again, wealthy black women have a higher mortality rate and childbirth than the average white woman. If it was all about, hold on, listen. If it was all about money, then we wouldn't see that, but we do. How do you explain these differences?
Genetics.
You're saying that you're saying that black women die more in childbirth because of genetics.
Are more prone to die because of genetics.
Yeah.
You're racist.
I'm not wasting my time on that.
That is a bigot and a racist. Because how are you going to say that? Because black women do not have. There are black women. Let me tell you that I think the Maury sisters have been online and that includes. It is so crazy to me. He said genetics are the reason, despite the fact that I'm like that. This goes back to the slavery times with the father of gynecology and all of these different things. I have been to the hospital, right?
Mm-hmm.
When I got hit by a car a few years ago and I had to go to the hospital, do you know they didn't even, I was saying that my head hurt badly. They didn't even check my head. They did an x-ray and everything else. They literally sent me home with with Tylenol and dismissed my claim completely. You think that has nothing to do with me being a black woman?
That everything to do with being a black woman. All right.
Only for to find out the day later. I'm like, oh, and the funny thing is, the only reason I found out I had a concussion was because I had a friend. Actually, it was a white girlfriend of mine. She used to do sports, right? Mind you, it was December, so I attributed the things that I was experiencing to me.
Give me 1 second, okay. 479. Can I get your name, age, and did you disagree with what I had on the board? You there, 479? All right.
All right, mate.
How's it going, Mike? All right, guys. I'm gonna close out the call line because I have a hard stop at 3. So we got 9 minutes, and then I gotta get out of here. All right, y'all. Call line is closed. Thank you so much for everybody who called in. We're gonna move on to Mike. Mike, how's it going? Are you at least 18? And did you disagree with what I had on the board?
Yeah, I'm 21, and I'm also curious which policies you think are which specific policies. Because I do feel like depends on left and right. I feel like some should be more on this side, some should be more on that side. So I'm asking your perspective on
the policies that I'm talking about are things such as the typical ones: universal healthcare, guaranteed housing, universal education, parental leave, things of that matter.
Okay, so the first one with universal healthcare, I feel like that's good. It's just that, the taxes will end up being really high, and there's already 70% of Americans who are living paycheck to paycheck. So I feel like it's really difficult for people.
Yeah, I got you. But the reason why that is because there's an assumption that everything that they're paying on their paycheck now will still exist under universal healthcare, because the things that people pay for on their paychecks are largely a lot of benefits, right? So if the benefit of healthcare doesn't no longer needs to go to a insurance company, that means you saved on that, and you're just getting taxed on the on like the regular Medicaid and Medicare, which will be rolled up into the universal system.
Okay, so you think you do agree with the fact that the taxes will go up, right?
Yeah, I do agree that maybe taxes will go up. You can do just Medicare for all, and you don't have to raise the taxes. You just do Medicare for all, and you're good.
Okay, because obviously, hospital bill is very expensive in Europe. Free healthcare, except taxes are very high. So I don't know. I feel like. All right. What other policies were you talking about?
I would say stuff like guaranteed housing. We can homelessness can be solved for $30 billion a year. I mean, we don't have to raise a single tax for that.
Yeah, I mean, the U.S. is the richest country in the world, so I'm gonna be honest. I do agree with that. Any other ones that you were talking about? Because I think there were some that I do disagree with. I feel like because I don't know. I don't want taxes to be higher. And like, I do think that us as a country, we can definitely afford stuff without having to tax our citizens more. But yeah, I was just
I would say subsidize childcare as well.
Childcare. Okay, yeah. I feel like everyone, if there's anyone who actually disagrees with those things, I think that's kind of crazy. You know, those kinds of policies should be the bare minimum. But yeah, I guess it's
especially in a country that wants to force women like myself to birth. Wants to force women to birth.
Yeah.
I guess
I feel like that should be. I feel like that should be more than the bare minimum to provide adequate education, to provide adequate child care, to provide even adequate maternity leave and maternal health care.
I agree.
Those should be the bare minimum in a country where they overturn Roe versus Wade.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. So now there are like concerns, right? Because I'm pragmatic. I understand that there are concerns of implementation. These are concerns, right? And there are concerns of, we have to allocate certain resources. Our taxes going to go up. What's going to happen with administrative costs, stuff like that. Now, when it comes to healthcare, one of the biggest costs for it going up is administrative costs, which is why our premiums go up a lot as well. So I get that part, right? So it's one of those things where we have to talk about like implementation, but just the entire concept of it, I think is good. And the argument should be about how exactly do we implement that? What do we need to get rid of? What do we do, et cetera, et cetera?
Yeah, I mean, there is a lot of stuff that the U.S. government is wasting money on and could be easily redirected towards benefiting people with billions and billions of dollars left over for whatever they need. Just a lot of unnecessary specific things.
Right, exactly. Yeah. No, I agree. We're doing a lot of things that we don't need to do. I think this Iran war has been close to like 400 billion now. How much is the Iran war cost at this point? Do you know? Let me look this up. Give me a second.
I don't know the number, but it's a waste of money. It's not worth it.
It's not worth it. 25 to 35 billion. It's 35. We could have solved homelessness instead of doing this. You know what I mean? So but you agree already. You agree. So
I mean, actually, wait, hold on. I just realized that a while ago, I think it was a week or two ago, or maybe it was a month, I don't know. But the US like offered Iran, hey, you want to end the war? And then they declined it. I don't know.
And I don't blame them. You know what I'm saying? We the one who started this shit, bro. I almost blame them, bro. Because at this point, it's like, why should I trust you? You know what I mean? It's like, it's not saying that I want America to be a shithole, or I want America to absolutely lose our spot in the world and everything like that. But at the end of the day, is like we can't try to break it and try to shake hands now. It's I don't know, man.
Okay,
it was a big thing to get into. My bad. Go ahead.
I really I have a deep like interest and fascination with history, and I feel like one of the best parts with this, right, is that I don't hold myself to any particular party, right?
Yeah.
And I don't twist it into my identity.
Why?
So I'm not a obsessed Republican or an obsessed Democrat.
Agreed.
I rationalize and say
I
which
consider myself
policy
independent.
will make the world better.
I'm sorry, Mike. Say that again. You said what made the world better?
Yeah, that's what I go with. Whatever will make the world better, And looking at the history, I've actually seen the things that's been happening, right? First, it was with Iran. I think it was in the 1980s or 1970s where it resulted in the death of a couple American citizens. I think it was like 14 was the first time, and then another time it was 20.
Right. Well, what happened in the 50s?
Yeah, I think that was which there's a lot of stuff happened in the 50s.
Yeah. Well, what I'm saying is that what happened in Iran in the 70s is a direct result of what we did in the 50s when the CIA led a coup in Iran, because like the prime minister of Iran, he was going to nationalize the oil and not trade in the petrodollar. So the CIA did a coup, got him out, put in a person that was like a corrupt official, but he was pro-Western. He was pro-Western, but he was also corrupt. He was also just an absolutely terrible president there and a dictator. And in 1970s, that's why they overthrew him. and were anti-American. Yeah, I mean, so what happened in the 70s was a direct result of what we did in the 50s. Like, I'll agree with you. I want everything that's going to be good for the world, but I think us doing things that are more humanistic will be good for the world, which is why I'm not
I
really
do
for
think that
religion.
there's not like one good side.
I'm like, but I will say this.
I agree with you.
Iran may be anti-American, like the system and all of those things, but they're not anti-Black American, and that is something I appreciate because for some reason, I'm like the way I've had to argue for my ethnicity, the idea that people try to drop. First of all, it's so disingenuous when people try to make Black Americans the face of American imperialism and all of those different things. That's so
disgusting.
disingenuous and annoys me.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest, that's just disgusting and it bothers me on a personal level. But if I feel like I'm
sorry, guys. I really do apologize, but I had a hard stop at 3, so I gotta get out of here. But Mike, hit the follow. I'll be back on this Thursday. This Thursday would be more of a religious conversation if you want to join that. I'm not sure if you harbor any religion or want to talk about it. Definitely come on.
A unique perspective.
But we're atheists, so we talk about religion as well.
Yeah. So yeah, because I'm an atheist, so I'm talking about it then. But I do have a hard stop at 3 because I got to get out of here. So definitely.
Wait, can I say
Give wifey my lovey.
Definitely.
Yeah, see you. I did follow you. But yeah, my perspective is that I believe in a God, but not in a specific religion. So I don't know if there's a specific name for that, but I'm just giving you an idea, right?
Yeah, you're a deist.
Okay.
I don't have a big beef with deists, to tell you the truth. It's more of the organized ones I have more of a problem with. But hey, I do appreciate y'all. Mike, definitely come back on Thursday because there's definitely gonna be religious people who. Because when I was a deist, yeah, they didn't like me either. But we're gonna get out of here, all right, guys. But I do appreciate y'all. Y'all are gonna see a quick drop. I do apologize for a quick drop. Mike, I appreciate y'all. Kay, I appreciate you. We're gonna get out of here, guys. I love y'all. Once again, follow me everywhere. Volsy Thoughts on Instagram, on Threads, on YouTube. Moondog, thank you so much for the $1 super chat. And we're gonna get out of here, y'all. Love y'all. Every man should be soft, be secure, be affectionate, be wise, be flexible, be thoughtful, be soft.